This is a duo also out of Portland that also just got back from the Alaska State Improv Festival. They're going to have a lot of fun, and so I'm just going to let them explain what they're going to do. So please give a big warm welcome for Gazpacho. Gazpacho!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill McKinley, and this is Brad Fernando, and together we are Gazpacho. Gazpacho. And we are not in a relationship. Yeah. What? Nothing. Apparently anything could happen tonight. So we decided we were going to do something a little different for you all.
A little unusual.
A little experimental for us. Here, we are going to do a one-man show for you all.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do 2 one-man shows for the price of one.
Mm-hmm.
And all we need to get started is just yell something out. Just anything.
Monopoly.
Monopoly. Thank you.
Okay. Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Monopoly. Atlantic City. City of Dreams. That's what they used to call it before, well, you know, the mob, prohibition, the mob, sadness, the mob, gambling, the mob, all sorts of bad stuff. But I've been driving a city bus for, oh, God, 30 years now. All the little avenues, you see. There's make my stop at Baltic, over to New York Avenue, and take you all the way to Boardwalk. Hey, hop on it. Good day to you. Yeah, a lot of changes though. Used to have a lot of houses here. A lot of houses. Like they'd just be, first you start with one, and then there'd be one, next thing you know, there'd be one right next to it. And there'd be another one next to it, and then be another one next to it, and they all got torn down for hotels.
Yes, I remember when I inherited my father's factory. I was a young boy. I never knew my father. I never knew my mother, which made me an orphan. Yes, I lived in orphanages. Several, to be in fact. They passed me around. There were 5 in total. 3 of them would beat me. 2 of them would starve me. And all of them were very British. But I remember it was very. Have you ever read Oliver Twist? It's pretty much exactly like that. I was a young boy. I was maybe 11, 12. I don't remember because we didn't have calendars back in that day. I was a young boy. I was a preteen, and there was one day a woman came in. Her name was Mrs. Flaxen. She came into the orphanage and she sat down and she said, "Are you Ian McGillicuddy?" I said, "Yes, for I am indeed Sir Ian McGillicuddy." She said, "I have a paper for you to sign. I believe it's going to make you very happy."
All these hotels, this English fella that keeps buying all of them. He bought, what was it, Ventnor Avenue, Marvin Gardens, and the Atlantic Avenue, and just put 3 hotels, one right next to each other. And it was just, they're very expensive. But if you're going to stay in Atlantic City, you're going to end up staying at those. And, you never get on one of these city buses, but, you know, if he ever did, I would give him a piece of my mind, because I don't like change. I mean, I was happy. I was happy before all the hotels came in and all the gambling. We used to have a lot more people on this bus, but nope. Ian McGillicuddy came in, said he was going to revitalize Atlantic City, and he sure has.
Yes, the year was 1970, and it turned out that the factory was in America. It was in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Now, at this moment in time, I had no conception of what American life in New Jersey was like. But you see, I was a young British orphan, and at first I'd imagined that I would be in Bath. I'd be in Liverpool, some quaint countryside. Maybe I don't know, a cheese factory. Make classic cheddar cheese. But no, it was a factory in New Jersey, and we made car parts. We made mufflers. We made brake pads. We made carburetors, radiators, fan belts. We did everything except actually put the car together.
Oh, damn it, there goes the muffler. Since McGillicuddy mufflers, I mean, he uses the cheapest metal. At least they made in America, or at least they used to be. Of course, that guy doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the working class people of New Jersey. He doesn't understand the people who actually work for their money. I bet he came from.
I remember one day, I was a little bit older. I walked into the factory, and there was a young man on the conveyor belt. His name was Bruce. His name was Bruce. And he was on the conveyor belt. He was on the assembly line. He was supposed to inspect the mufflers, but all he would do was play guitar. And I said, "You, young boy, what are you doing?" And he said in a very gruff and gravelly voice, "Doing the only thing I know how to do, just playing the blues." And I looked in his eyes, and I saw myself. And I said, "You know what, Bruce? I believe in you. You may not be qualified to inspect mufflers and carburetors and radiators and fan belts, but you have a gift, the gift of song. And I am willing to bankroll whatever album you wish to record. You know why? Because you can be your own boss." When I said that, his eyes lit up.
I remember, oh my God, that was the Roadhouse. I saw Bruce Springsteen. For the first time. It was these weird songs. It was God, he used to work in a factory. It's true. He used to work in the factory, the old McGillicuddy factory back 3 blocks over. And of course that got shut down. But I remember the first song he ever did. It was working on the factory line, looking at these fan belts. What's a fan belt? Looking at these carburetors. But I don't wanna, 'cause I got the blues in this factory.
Bam, bam, bam.
From an English guy, it's a factory owned by an English guy. He got better.
But I quickly grew bored of owning a car parts factory, and I wished to return to Britain. And at this point, I was unbelievably wealthy, but I still had a hole in my heart because I never had a family. I never knew what it was like to be loved. Yes, of course, you could walk up and down the boardwalk. You could see the showgirls. You could take in the sights, the sunbathers, the Jersey girls. Yes. But it's not the same. It's not the same. I knew that I wanted to move. I wanted to move back to the cliffs of Dover and become a falconer. Yes, to live on the seaside, watch the ships come in, and say, "Nebuchadnezzar, find me a fish."
The guy, back to the guy who owns the hotels, I heard he's a real weirdo. He goes on top of the Marvin Gardens Hotel to the penthouse, and he takes this little ladder, up to the very top of the roof, where he has, hell, I could stop. He's got this thing. He's got a coop up there where he keeps falcons, beautiful ones, like they're just all silver and with that black hood on them, and he trains them. I'm on break! Anyway, he just goes up there all the time. I've never seen him take anybody. It's just him and it's just the falcons. It's they're all biblical names too. It's like one's Nebuchadnezzar, one's Jacob, one's Ishmael, one's
Hosea. my proudest falcon. Yes, the falcons are my family, and we watch over the British seaside together. But sometimes I think falcons aren't people. It loses something. They never find fish. Turns out falcons, they aren't great fishermen. They just circle back around and they find me a rabbit. But you know, sometimes I hear tell of a sister somewhere out there in the English countryside. And sometimes I say, Hosea, can you find my sister? He never does. But we're working on it. Isn't that right, Hosea? One day you will find her.
I was only ever to England once. Marge, my wife, it's the weirdest thing, she had a pen pal. She had a pen pal for the longest time over in England. And I mean, they were writing letters back and forth for like 21 years. I mean, like ever since they were little girls. And this is back in like '82. One day we saved up enough money and we got on a plane and went over there. I mean, I had to buy a passport and everything, and like I never needed to go anywhere outside the U.S. But you know, it's what she always wanted to do. So we got our passports and we landed at the airport in Liverpool, and we took a bus there. Her name was Margarine. It's a beautiful name, strangely familiar. But she was a real pretty English girl. Had one of those manners. It's like one of those houses where it's like this is the house on blah. So it was like it was Houston-on-Thames, which is a funny name for a house. But you know, I guess it had been in the family a long time. But we sat and we stayed there for like 4 days. Beautiful countryside. So she had must have been like 14 acres that like abutted this forest, and she had these dogs. But the dogs are mostly for play. She had, now that I think about it, she had these birds. She had the birds too. It's a funny thing with the English people and the falcons. But like she had these falcons, and what they would do is they would go out into the woods and they would grab these bunnies. And I mean, like I usually think of bunnies as pets, and it's a weird thing for me, but they're very tasty. Especially if you prepare them just right. Like they're fresh. It's like practically the hearts were beaten the first thing this morning, and now they're dead and they're on your plate. It's very, very tasty.
So this is the cheese factory that I eventually came to own. I own all kinds of food factories. If it's a food and it doesn't exist in its natural state, McGillicuddy makes it. Isn't that right, Dorcas? Dorcas, she's a girl. She's not good for anything. We make cheddar cheese. We make sharp cheddar. We make extra sharp cheddar. We make light cheddar. We We make medium cheddar. We make extra medium cheddar. It's very expensive to make. We make sausage. We make blood sausage. We make regular tasty sausage. We make pork faggots. It's not what you think. We make Swedish meatballs, but they're English. Don't think about it too much. We make salami. We make wurst. Our wurst is the best. We make it's called linguiça. It's Portuguese. It's made with garlic and red wine. It has a very smoky flavor. You'd like it. It goes well. It goes well with the sharp cheddar, or the light cheddar, or the extra medium cheddar. We make lamb shanks. We make rabbit, fresh. We kill it and we dry. And then we put it in a dry pack, and then it's just fresh, heart still beating sometimes, onto your table. It's delicious. I'm trying to send it to America.
And then all of a sudden the lettuce, we went back to America, and the lettuce kind of tapered off from there. Apparently Marjorie's like her beautiful manor. It was along a river, and there was a pig farm. There was a big pig farm kind of upriver from her, and there was that McGillicuddy fellow. The McGillicuddy fellow has all the hotels. He had a pig farm there because he makes all sorts of like meats and cheeses in addition to whatever car parts he used to make. That's how he got the money for the hotels. And all the runoff started going into the river and made everybody at Houston-on-Thames very, very sick. Apparently, Margarine was one of them, because last letter that came was to my wife was actually from the hospital, and said she got it was acute trichinosis, which I didn't know was even a thing, because I figured it's the thing that's in pork. It's like you cook it, and said you've been my friend for such a long time, and I give you my falcons. So she sent her falcons to America, and they're in they were in our apartment. Have you ever tried to keep a falcon in an apartment? Like it's like a one bedroom. It's like a one bedroom. We don't even live in Atlantic City. We drive in from Hoboken because it's it's cheaper. But falcons don't like Hoboken.
So we've been working to come up with an all-natural smoked meat factory. I would like to say that I'm very sorry for all the harm that I may have caused the English countryside that I love so dearly. And
excuse me, sir, how exactly do you plan to have an all-natural hog farm?
well, you see, it's the way we've done it for hundreds of years. It's just not very efficient. It doesn't make us very much money. But I believe I'm at the point in my life where I can make a few sacrifices here and there if it means that I stop getting sued when people die.
About that, yes, Margarine was her first name, the one who died of the acute trichinosis.
Yes,
do
the
you have
one
anything
from Houston-upon-Thames.
Yes,
Yes,
do you-
it's a dreadful thing. I'm very sorry. My heart is very heavy.
do you have anything to say to her family? I mean, she lived alone.
I would like to say to Marjorine's family, if you're out there, that I know that there's nothing I can do to right the wrongs that I have wronged to you. So you can purchase any McGillicuddy cheese or smoked meat free of charge for the rest of your natural lives, provided you can prove that you are in fact related to her. I'm afraid that that's the most I can do. I paid for the hospital bills. I paid for
I
the funeral
believe the
proceedings.
national health system paid for that, sir. Well, we've got a national health system, and mostly that paid for it.
Well, yes, but it came out of my taxes.
What? I'm sorry, there's time for no further questions. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Morning. No, I'm off break. It's all right. I just put your money in. You're heading down to Marvin Gardens, beautiful casino. Yeah, they got 3 of the guys from Survivor there tonight. Yeah, the Tiger people. Yeah, it should be fun. But anyway, a lot of claw marks from Falcons. We eventually, that McGillicuddy fella, he said he put in one of those ads in the classified ads, like in the back, and he said, hey, I'm looking for some more Falcons, because apparently 5 isn't enough. So we came to a deal. Gave me some of his beautiful linguiça. So I think a linguiça for 3 angry falcons is a very good deal, especially if you put it on a nice little bit of a baguette. I mean, it's very, very good. Or you could do what's it called, the Portuguese fried rice. If you ever had that, it's like you take the old rice and you put it in a little bit of egg and you put a little bit of linguiça in it, and it's amazing. Here's your stop.
I want you to know that I never found my sister. And it's one thing that breaks me up all the more regarding Marjorie. I wish there's something that I could have done. So I'm sending a random postcard somewhere in Atlantic City. Some lucky soul is going to receive full ownership of all my hotels. All my factories. And of course, all my biblically named falcons. Recipient of this postcard shall be notified 1 week afterward by the London Times. So I hope they get the London Times over in Atlantic City, or else this plan isn't going to work at all.
Excuse me, you left your paper! You left your paper! The Times. Yeah, it's fancy. I wonder what the English classified ads look like. Let's see, Manna for sale, of course. Something about they're selling a football team. How about that? Yeah. 345 Evermore Lane, Hoboken, New Jersey. Oh shit, we have to take the Falcons too.